Hello and welcome to this unique series that we have launched here at Riverside United Methodist Church specifically for our YouTube channel during this time of quarantine and self-isolation and shelter in place during the COVID-19 pandemic. Many of our own folks have said that they truly miss being in the sanctuary during this time, and we miss seeing you as well. So we thought it would be a good idea to bring part of the sanctuary to you. As you may be already well aware, we are blessed to have beautiful stained glass windows throughout the sanctuary. And within each of those windows are sacred symbols from both the Hebrew Bible, the Christian New Testament, and Christian history. Throughout this series, we will go to each window and discuss the significance of each symbol. We hope that this series will be meaningful for you and a way to maybe learn a thing or two so that when we gather together in this space once again, you can look at the windows and they may carry new meaning for you. Now, the practice of using stained glass windows in churches goes back for centuries. In a time when most of the population was illiterate, they could not read or write, stained glass windows using scenes from the Bible and also saints of the church were used as a means of Christian education, since people could not read the Bible for themselves. However, in the 16th century, during the time of the Protestant Reformation, images in churches were seen as a form of idolatry, particularly in the eyes of John Calvin and Anabaptist movements. While stained glass windows were used in Protestant worship spaces, they were void of any sort of images of Christ or any other biblical characters or the saints. They were either just stained glass panels or they included symbols rather than images. Other churches forwent the use of stained glass windows altogether, believing the use of clear, transparent glass allowed the worshiper to see the world around them, and that they were not hidden from the world when they came into the church, but rather they were a part of it. Now, here at Riverside United Methodist Church, we sort of take all of these strains of thought and bring them together. Nowhere in our stained glass windows do we depict images of Christ, the disciples, the saints, or any image of a person, but rather we stay true to the Protestant tradition and have symbols in it. Prior to this being a United Methodist Church, it was a member of the former Evangelical United Brethren Church, which has its roots in continental Europe, where the height of the Protestant Reformation took place. Methodism, of course, descended from Anglicanism, which descended from Roman Catholicism. And so when the two denominations merged, the Methodist Episcopal Church and the Evangelical United Brethren Church, in 1968, Riverside became a United Methodist Church. But the history of its United Brethren roots still remain in our space today. I'd like to begin this series not by any of the windows on the side of the sanctuary, but the main window in the front of the sanctuary. In the center, you will find an open Bible. This is a reminder of the centrality of the Word in Protestant worship. Now, in our Roman Catholic and Anglican and Lutheran and Orthodox siblings traditions, the Eucharist, the sacrament of Holy Communion, is the center of their worship service. But in Protestantism, the service of the Word became central, which is symbolized in an open Bible in the very center of the central window. On both sides of the open Bible, there are 4 other symbols in each panel. An angel, a lion, an ox, and an eagle, moving left to right. Now, these symbols are not just happenstance, rather they are the symbols of the 4 Gospels. Matthew, in Christian history, has always been depicted through an angel. Mark has always been depicted by a lion, Luke, the ox, and John, the eagle. In fact, if you go into some churches today, the lectern where the scriptures are read is often in the form of a bronze eagle. It goes back to the symbol of John's gospel being held in much sacredness, as are the rest of John's writings, his letters, and also the book of Revelation. This center window is a commemoration not only to the centrality of the Word in Protestant worship, but also the 4 Gospels that reveal to us the Christ whom we worship.